My name is Kiranjit and I welcome you all to dtantric.com's educational videos. In today's video, we are covering a topic which is an extension of our earlier video which dealt about training and development sessions. We already know that companies are recruiting employees and see them as an asset in their organization. Today, we are going to discuss about performance appraisal and what happens during the appraisal process, how the appraisal process can be conducted. We are going to discuss how employees can deal with performance appraisal sessions and how critical important feedbacks can be given back to employer. We'll also try to understand what is the perception of the employer about the employee's performance. Most of you who would be working on companies would be about to attend the performance appraisal review during this part of the year, which is around April, May. It is often during the end of the financial years companies conduct a performance appraisal session to evaluate the performance of their employees. So if you are during this phase of the year, you would probably want to watch this video to learn how to conduct yourself during the performance appraisal. Performance appraisals are basically a tool which supports the management in understanding and measuring the performance that has been exhibited by the employee. So if you had performed on your job and you had met the targets which are given by the company, probably it would reflect on the numbers what the company is trying to evaluate. The appraisal sheet will inform the company the position about the employee's performance. It is these reviews and ratings that the employer gives on the performance will convert into a salary hike or a bonus for you. It is based on these reviews and responses that the manager provides back to the HR department. An employee's salary hike is decided for the next year. So it is always advisable that you perform your optimum and the best during the year and also conduct yourself with the best foot forward during the appraisal process. The appraisal process usually takes between 1 to 2 months for companies and it takes around 4 to 5 months for it to actually be measured. Depending upon the ratings you receive and the company's performance during the last financial year, company calculates a percentage of a bonus for all its employees or based on individual's performance. So in order for you to gain maximum salary hike, it is best advised that a performing employee always stays on top of his game. In this video, we'll try to cover both sides of the performance appraisal. What happens from the perception of an employer, that is the company, and what happens, how should an employee perform during the appraisal process. So the first aspect is the performance or the targets that is given by the employer company is already available with the company, and the reports or the records of your performance is also already available with the company. That is, the numbers are already available with the company. Then what else is the company looking for during the appraisal process? What is your role or what is an employee's contribution during the appraisal process? Most of the companies conduct a training and development process during the year for enhancement of skills and capacities of their employees. The company also evaluates how good the employee has learned or developed a new skill during the year. So performance appraisal also supports the company in understanding if the employees have updated their skills which can be used for their future projects. First, we'll try to understand the perception of the employer. Since the spotlight is on the employee's performance, the manager or the company's representative should always be positive towards conducting the performance appraisal sessions. It is necessary that the manager or the person who is conducting the appraisal is very open to asking the opinions and if the expectations are set by the employee himself has been met. The employer or the manager gets an idea about what is the performance expectations that the employee had on himself. Keeping this apart, there is the standards and benchmarks that the company had put on the employee's evaluation. So by comparing both these parameters, companies have an evaluation or the benchmark for evaluating the candidate's performance. The employer or the manager should be putting forward the positive opinions or the positive appreciations and the positive aspects should be shown to the employee. It is during this process the employer has an opportunity to exhibit that the employer is always on the position of a supporting role to the employee. Managers can often use this appraisal process to enforce motivation and use this as an platform to extend support and exhibit and to increase the employee morale. Employers and managers should be clear about their position. They should be clear about the expectations about the future as well as if the expectations of the past had been met by the candidate. Managers also typically take back feedbacks and opinions from the employee and ensure that the session or the appraisal as such ends on a positive note. During this time of pandemic, we have seen most of the companies have reduced the process of appraisal as such and have limited the or constrained the resources that has been allocated to the performance appraisal and the salary hike which is being subsequently given to the employees. Now, if we look at the performance appraisal process from the perspective of an employee, the first couple of things what we need to understand is about the actual performance that is exhibited by the employee. He has the opportunity to show his performance and skills throughout the year. It is only during the process that the employee has an opportunity to reinforce the actions or performance that he has already exhibited. The appraisal system or the appraisal process gives the candidate or the employee an opportunity to enforce the positive aspects about his job and his skills, and also to showcase the performance in comparison to his peers. The employee can also put forward highlights or key critical areas of work performance that had occurred during the previous year. Often, managers tend to forget some critical activities that had occurred during the previous year purely because of the reason of time. It is ideal that the employee recollects these incidents and informs it to the manager during the appraisal process. It gives him a better visibility and position during the appraisal process. This is in addition to the numbers or the performance figures he has already showcased during the entire financial year. The employee can also see the appraisal system as an opportunity to understand the perspective of the management. If there is a growth trajectory or a growth possibility that the employee can have during the subsequent year. An employee who is working into a performance appraisal system has the opportunity to understand if the management or the company has well structured growth trajectory or well structured career path for the employee in the subsequent years. It is during this period of the year the employee can also think about the possibilities of moving on to different companies and opportunities at a different other organizations. Earlier in one of our video, we had seen what are the key parameters that an employee or a person should look into before moving on to a different job position. We suggest you to have a look at those videos before you deciding on if you are going to quit your job. Thus, in this video, we have seen both the perspectives of how the employer as well as the employee finds the appraisal process a unique and opportunistic tool for them to assess each others. We wish you best of luck on your performance appraisal process. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel to watch videos on similar topics in management. We also offer career support services which range from resume writing to webinars. Thank you for watching.